Hello, guys. Sure, that one went quick. How's everybody doing? Okay, so let's talk about yesterday's trade. Yesterday I was talking about the market selling off, and today I'm saying Bitcoin's next big move. What will be the next big move for Bitcoin? So good morning, Renee. Hope all is well. Everybody else joining in live, drop me a comment. Where we at? And while that happens, I'll get the audio down. I'll get the charts out and ready so that we can have a look at what to do. Okay. Now, I just said yesterday, I explained to you guys how I think that there's that potential that the market's going to go down. I showed you how to mark out the supply and demand raise that you can see on the chart. And funny thing, how the market has a tendency to adhere to these stupid, simple lines I draw, into the future. But okay, so here we're at. And I explained to you guys yesterday that even if this long fails, I'm going to go long again. And that's what I did yesterday in the Discord with everybody. So we were trading, we scalped. I mean, we took a nice short there. We took a nice short there again. And on the 4 hour there, I gave everybody the long last night before I went to bed. And lucky enough, it didn't take my stop. It nearly did. Okay, so now you're up to speed of what happened in the last day, and so forth. So now we need to talk about the next move, because I think the move is going to be big. Personally, I think there's going to be a lot of upside coming our way. So yeah, that's it. So let's quickly just head over to the comments. Almost time to buy. Yes, almost time to buy, Dave. Good morning, Antonio. Jenny, good morning to you as well. Firestorm, haven't seen you or I've spoken to you in a while. And then Garth, hello, how's it, buddy? Louis, yeah, could Trump and Muskie divorce really crashed? I don't know. I was thinking about that this morning. And, that's the thing about news. So what's my 20 cents on it? Simple. News and big events like this, like Trump and Elon Musk fighting, is lubrication. That's all that is. We've been seeing the weakness in the charts for forever. I've been screaming the market is running out of momentum forever. Okay. So the fact that this is happening now, I mean, there's so many charts we can use for this. Let's maybe stick to the charts that you've grown accustomed to for the last. The fact that this is happening now is purely just, it's coincidence. It's lubrication. If we were pushing all-time highs and they were fighting, there would be a bullish reason. Somebody would take a spin and try and spin it into why this is good for the market. Okay, that's it. That's just the nature of it. So look at it as a lubrication. And yes, could it pump the market further down? Yes, it could definitely do that. But it's always lagging. News always lags. Technical analysis gets you there first. Okay, so that's why I do this analysis daily. Okay, right. Good morning, Mr. DM Photographic. Hope you have an awesome day and an awesome weekend as well. Okay, there's about 52 people joining in live today. So what am I going to do? Where's the trade going to take me? Okay, so what I'm expecting is the following things. Now, if you were in the Discord, you would be in along with me at the moment. If you're were in the Discord, you would also be swinging still short. I still got this short. It's now sitting at about 13 grand worth of profit. Last night it went up to about 30, almost $30,000 worth of gains. I'm trying to get that to at least 93. And let me explain why I think this next massive move is going to take us to 93. Okay, and then how am I going to trade that? Because that's basically how I'm just. Basically, I'm going to share. Now, if you want to be more active, this is the part where I say, well, what you can do is you can get your own blowfin account. The new spot group in my Discord is going live next week. So it's completely free. Everything is there. So then I'm going to start giving spot altcoin setups within the group. So make sure to get your blowfin account in the video description. Head over to Discord. Also, the link's in the video description. And then you click on partner roles and then you claim your blowfin role. Just click that button. Okay. And that will get you into the group. So then you can follow along. And that means that when I do have these events and trades and stuff like this, like yesterday's long and shorts, everything that we did live in the chat room, as well as the analysis, the additional analysis I share, you're basically in the move with that. There's the setups there's the secondary entry that we took. Okay, so there's all the evidence. You can go and check it out there. It's done live in Discord. There's already people waiting there. So then you can join in there. So get your blowfin account. There's limited seats available. Limited seats available, guys. It's completely free. Not going to cost you a cent. Okay. Now let's talk about my next trade. Can we look at this? Why I think we're going to go 93. Okay, next big move. So if you look at the weekly time frame, guys, as I explained many times, when you have a nice impulse, the market will find a reason to retrace at least 50% of that move. So if I remove all the other noise on the screen and just show you this, just zoom in there, from the low to the high. Okay, from the low to the high. Forget about the trend line now. There's the low to the high on the fib. Okay, that low to the high on the fib, this fib, sorry. There we go. There's so many. This is the thing about having multiple charts. Maybe let me do this. Let me do this. I've got a fix for you. Don't worry. I've got a fix. There we go. Boom. Okay. So if you look at the move from the low to the high, the market will retrace. Statistically, this is the highest probable area, 50% of this move. Minimum. Okay. And then if we look at the time that it takes to make the move, the market will do it by minimum the 9th of June. Okay. So then it makes it very simple. And you can have a look at any of these bigger moves. Going to do this, move it there. There's your 50%. I'm going to take that time fib as well, put it there, and put it there, and there's your 50%. Okay, so you have a space or a target into the future on a price and on time horizon that kind of guides you what to do. That's why we get these nice entries. That's how I get these entries. That's what makes technical analysis so powerful. In all honesty, okay. Technical analysis by itself is actually a load of bullshit. But bear with me with the saying. It's a load of bullshit for the following reason. That people put too much value in on lines and on stuff drawn on the chart. It's just a fractal explanation of what could happen. That's why I'm hedging short, although I was bullish. My personal sentiment was bullish. But I'm going against my own personal feeling, and I went short for that reason on the larger swing of things. Okay, so that thing puts this whole move and everything that we did here in context. That's why we went long there, because from a fractal nature, we deleted hidden bullish divergence. That's why we went short there, because the market purely gave me the signal that then the market wants to turn around. And yes, if we didn't get stopped out, we would still be in that short. So the only fault that technical analysis had is the market overreached. There was, I don't know, not enough people, too much people, liquidity hunt. That's all that was. And now the short is moving. And for that, the argument is that I still think that this entire move is due for a correction to at least 93. So like I've shown you on the weekend. So there's still a lot to happen. But now, in all fairness, I cannot say that that's the short, because most people got taken out. I have to get you guys in on a new short. And that's the move that I want to try and explain. And the way that I'm going to do this is by giving you a long, because if you look at this 4 hour, the way it is now, there's still enough hope to believe that this could also. And if I'm confusing the hell out of you, I'm doing my job right. Give us another move, because there's two sides to the market always. We should never try and have a presumption that we know which side is going to win. That's all. That's all. All I want to try and say for that. So good morning, Mr. Matty. Good morning, Bronwyn. Nice to have you guys here. It's about almost 120 people joining in live now from YouTube and Twitter. So nice to have you guys on the stream. Okay. So we want to go long. What do we have for the long? So the last time we had demand is this area. So this is our last bottom of the wave there. So we need to look at that. We need to look at that. Okay. And we need to look at that. and we need to look at that. So what do we have? We've got hidden bullish divergence in play. So the strategy I use for hidden bullish divergence is my strat 4 strategy. So I'm going to just smack it in there, put the line in there and say strat 4, which means that we've tagged the top of that buy entry. Okay. We could potentially still test this. So for those that want to swing long, that believe the market is going to go a little bit more downside is plausible, and we could potentially still see this is your T-piece, 130. Now, here's the catch. If I take this information and I go to the weekly time frame, and let me just load this chart real quick. I'm going to jump between charts. If I confuse you, I'm sorry. I do apologize, but I mean, it is what it is. We need to break 134 before we can think moon. So back to this chart. After TP3, we still need to go a little bit more. That's at 134. If we do that, this is going to look like gold. Okay. This is going to look like gold. Then we're going to have a scenario where, okay, we're now dipping again, and then we break out where the divergence occurs, and then we sweep through that 134. So let me just quickly mark this out for you guys. Where's the first divergence? Second divergence. It's a little messy on gold. Just bear with me. Don't. There. See, once you break that area, so you can see the market was reluctant, but once it crosses that red line, that's the area where you short on the strong bearish divergence. Once it breaks through, then you can think moon. So we need a lot. Bitcoin still needs to do a lot before we can think about moon. Okay, so it makes sense. It pays to then want to try and get in on these moves. Do I think if this one fails, I'm going to be in a short at that stage? Yes, because I'm already carrying positions from here. So any move like this could potentially do this and then go on. So it means that we could miss these targets, go down, and then only go for these targets at a later stage. I don't know. I don't know how the future is going to look. I know. I'm probably confusing the hell out of you. So let's maybe stop it right here. Draw a line and say, screw this. I've given you guys so many angles to think of. Even, a new beginner is going to watch this video and say, what is this guy trying to do here? Okay, so let's stop the bus. Okay, I'm going to form the thing for you nicely now so that you can walk away with the information. Simple. Weekly Bitcoin is at an impasse. Impasse price target is 104. If we can close the end of this week above 104, we can dream that there's a potential for 134. But it's going to be met with a hell of a lot of resistance between 111 and 120, where retail, not retail, institutions are going to take profit on the Bitcoin they've been buying since way back. Okay, that's what's going to happen in this area. Whether they succeed or not is the part that you need to decide for yourself. But I don't try and hold a bias when it comes to trading. There's a sell, I'm going to sell it. Okay, when there's a buy, I'm going to buy it. So from a weekly point of view, what I'm waiting for the alts is a weekly version of this giving me a buy so that I can get in on the spot alts. That's why we're only starting next week, because then we'll have the information, what we need to do. We just need to sell alts and wait. Do we need to buy new alts and enjoy the more gains? This week will tell. Okay, that's the one thing. Now, we do have smart and fancy ways, like I've explained now, like the 50% of the move, the time and the target, which suggests 93 is only going to be when Bitcoin is going to try and turn and fight to see if it can break through 144. Okay, now I used gold to explain that for you guys by looking at gold, showing you where strong bullish divergence statistically occurs. So the market's making a higher high. The RSI is not making a higher high, okay? And I showed you once you cross that red line, what the market then does. Oops. So that's what we're hoping for, in all fairness. But then, realistically, because we now need to make a decision from where we are in the market right now, I showed you guys yesterday the 4-hour bullish trend that we have. I marked out the supply and the demand, the upper and the lower boundaries of this channel, for lack of a better word, that the price is falling in. And the fact that we're sitting in demand right now means that we have to be bullish, irrespective of the fact that the weekly is saying to me it's a sell zone. And for that reason, I'm also going to be bullish. Okay. That is why on the 4-hour in Discord yesterday, this was last night, I shared this buy zone. I moved my stop closer. I got stopped out here at 104,600 thereabout. You can go and verify that because everything is in the chat. Okay. And then I created the new one. So you can go and check that out. Okay. So here we are now. I think I've simplified everything for you guys now. So hopefully it works. Let me know in the comments you're on the same page as I am now. Give me a 777 in the comments. Let's see if that is truly the case. Okay. This means for this weekend, I'm betting that Bitcoin is going to rally up against either this trend line or that trend line. Why? I don't put value to trend lines, but I know that they do end up becoming psychological barriers. The market tends to be right occasionally for everybody out there, so that they can be wrong consistently. How many people do make money trading? Okay, so that is areas where I think the market is psychologically going to hurt people by doing exactly what they wanted to do to then trick them. Okay. And that's why I always have a secondary analysis somewhere on a screen somewhere, just to kind of think what will retail look at. Okay. Hence the fact that we went short right at that line, because it felt like it was a right time to give retail a bone. Okay. And it played out nicely. We had a nice play. So now that we have this, the critical part for me to be bullish and for you, so I missed the bus. Maybe Martin, maybe Dave, you're not in a long at the moment. You've missed the bus. What do we need to do? Simple. This is resistance at the moment for Bitcoin. Massive resistance. If we can reclaim that resistance, then only do we have a potential for a higher high. We need a higher high to break trend, but here's the problem. Because we sold off lower, Bitcoin needs to get there before we hit this resistance. Because if we get there by the 10th of June, we will have this downtrend, this negative sentiment that's going to act in on the market again. So more bad news, like Trump and, Elon's divorce, is just going to add more fuel to the fire that's going to prevent this thing from making a higher high. And then it's probably going to just need to hunt for more lower liquidity, which means it brings us down to the scenario that we could potentially then enter this buy between the 9th of June, as per the analysis. Next week, we could test these lows, move into this area, and it can go 1 week further down the road as well. This means that the swing buy that I've got here is still valid. The market hasn't given me any reason to think that it's going to run away from me. That's why you can be patient and maybe wait for this as a first attempt. And remember now, the invalidation, and this is the shitty thing about trading sometimes, the target on the weeklies is right there. Now, here's where trading becomes really tricky. The area where one analysis says price needs to go to is the exact invalidation of this analysis. So why do I not just then put a limit order there and wait? Because I don't have a clear line to draw in the sand. So that's why we do these things daily, and I do take things level by level. Because for this, if I bring in another analysis, I do a Elliott wave analysis for you, and then I do a Wyckoff analysis for you, you're going to find that all of them is going to have some reason to believe that at some of these levels, there's going to be a buy, and all of them are going to have confluence at some of these levels where they're going to be invalidated. That's the scary thing. So we need to take things level by level, be patient, because one of these levels will stick. And that's why I'm taking these things simple by simple. And that's why I do have my short. I'm dragging it with. Because every time it drops, I end up making more money up until the point where it doesn't fail. then I'll start making money on the longs again. Okay. Right. So I hope that explains it. I know that there's a lot of terms and a lot of crazy sometimes. I got told a while ago I need to go and look at your videos because you say too many things, you don't finish your ideas, your thoughts, and it makes it hard to follow. And I know I am guilty of that. So hopefully the second attempt in today's video has rectified that for you guys. Okay. Now, what do? You sit and wait for this to see whether the market's going to move on. There is reason to believe that there is going to be a short playing out here in the sell zone. But because we made a lower low right now, and we made a lower low on the RSI in a way, this sell zone that I marked originally for people in the Discord is going to get adjusted now. Okay, let me just load my... So the new target for you, if you want to be bearish, is going to be there now. Okay, sell zone. Swing sell zone, there we go. There. So you're looking at 106 where it was 108 to 110. Now it's 106 to 108. Okay. That's going to be the area where I'm going to swing short again. I'm going to add to my position. Okay. That's it. Okay. So let's see what Marcin has to say. Rudo, will you hodl investment stream now that the 23.6 is broken as well as the fib rate? Okay. So what I think you're talking about is Bitcoin on the larger time frame. Let's do this. Let me just get a clean BTC chart. Okay, so you're talking about a 23.6. Now, if you're talking about this move as a 23.6, it's not broken. This is not broken just yet, okay? What do you need for something to be broken at minimum? You need a candle, a complete candle like that, to open and close below that, for that to be broken. If you're talking about this move, it's still set to logarithmic, so on the larger move, it's going to be... If you're talking about this move, that's how low it can go. See, that doesn't make sense. So for me, there's no 23.6s at this stage in any area that I think is very relevant. So from a hodl point of view, your Ethereum, let's use that as an example. I mean, you can get the gist of the scribbles that I've made over the last few times we looked at this. Let's just clean it up. I'm expecting this to just go down there and then continue on higher. That's what I'm expecting. I'm not expecting lower lows and crazy stuff like that. That's the reality. Okay, so with all this, if Bitcoin goes to 69, Ethereum is trying to find a bottom. That would still be okay. And alt season rule one is, for alt season to basically take effect, Bitcoin either needs to do one of the following things: lose momentum, like it did there, then the dominance starts falling, or in the end of the day, have a blow off, dominance falls, because every one of those highs, then the alt's pumped. But what we don't have at this stage is any one of those scenarios playing. But we cannot have a bearish Bitcoin and then think alts. So the 23.6 that I would keep in mind is there. I won't look at any other things at 23.6. Okay. And for me, then, once that is there, then it's worth us. When Bitcoin just bounces that area, it's worth us then looking at Ethereum to see where they're at, to decide what we want to do. This is action zones. All these alts are in action zones. What does it mean? When you're underwater with the coin, you take action, you sell some, because you're going to get it at a better price. That's what take action means. Okay, it's true for Ethereum. It's true for Solana. I mean, I did all those charts with you guys. Okay. It's a little slow to load today, it seems. Come on, load, 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 load. We did this for Cardano. We did this for all the coins. Okay, so that's what I mean by that. Okay, so I think we're on the same page there, Marcin. Awesome. Okay, cool, cool, cool. What else? What else? Are there any other questions? Then I'm going to end off the stream. Thanks so much for taking the time, guys. Now, if you want to trade, still feel confused, just want to head over to the Discord. I'm in the trade room. There you go. You can just join in there. There's already a few people waiting. I'm going to be looking at getting in on my next BTC move. Okay. And I'm going to be looking at this 15-minute to try and see if I can get it in somewhere there. I don't have a setup. Friday, I would love to just give you guys a nice setup and say, there, go make money. But there's nothing at the moment for that at this stage. I'm just waiting for the candles to print because I'm looking for high probability setups. We can grab those nice setups. This one's TP3 hit. That one, I'm still carrying some nice shorts. It's nice. It's nice. Okay, so you can come and join. And you can do that by opening a PrimeXBT account as well. And then you can trade with me in my group. And then the spot access will be for everybody that's got a blowfin account. So make sure that you need to have both. Okay. And then in addition to that, in the Discord, again, in the investing side, there's an entire portfolio planning channel. Okay. Where I lay out how I look at the portfolio, what you need to do. I talk about these larger moves, how people then talk about trend lines, candle patterns, a little bit of a nice education. All the content is there. It's free. You just need to have the relevant access. And you can do that with the partner roles. Get those partner roles. You can have access to those. And then you can go through those things and you can self-educate yourself. So you can think for yourself. It's as simple as that. Okay. And that's it. Shane, I have joined blowfin yesterday. Well, nice. Thanks for doing that, buddy. I got 2 submissions yesterday. One didn't have an account signed up under my link, or you gave me the wrong number. So please make sure that you do have the Crypto MC link in there, because then I can give you the access. Okay, simple. So that's it. That's it. There's still at 49 seats left. I'm going to take 100 people on the journey with me. So make sure to get there, guys. Okay. You've got the whole weekend to do so. Thanks so much. You have a lovely day. No stream this afternoon. I am going to be trading though, because I want to try and get a nice trade in there. So you're more than welcome just to scoot over to the Discord, click on that little channel, join the room, and then I share my screen. I literally broadcast my screen the whole day long. And you can see what I do. Okay, there you have it. Thanks so much. Tilly, nice to have you here as well. Okay, right, guys. Thanks. Cheers.